listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast by Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb, Dr. Frederick J. Long, Dr. Mario Melendez, Dr. Jennifer Noonan, and J. M. Smith. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to Constituent Marking with Fred Long on Proof Text. I'm Fred Long. We're continuing our marking up of 1 Corinthians 12, and we're at verse 26. You can see the legend down at the bottom. If this is new to you, you can also look and listen to the previous episodes to learn this marking method. So I'm going to read the Greek text and then mark it. For those of you listening, I'll try to explain what I'm doing. So we have a ke, which is a connector. Put a box around that. Ite, which is a combination of two connectors, an E, which is a conditional marker, and a te, which is a connector that marks plus similarity. It can be used in lists. It can be used alone to connect discourse like sentences with other sentences, kind of in an interesting way, like in the book of Acts. It's like added into the seam, so it's marking similarity in terms of the scene. That's a rather high-level discourse marker, but typically it's marking like grammatically similar elements that are in parallel. So it's a very interesting connector, marks plus similarity. Here, it's added to the E to form ite, which is marking a subordinate clause, particularly a protasis. So ite pasci. Pasci is the verb, cut off the E ending, which is third singular. En melos. En melos receives a single underline, and in form, en meli, I should say, en melos. En melos. Melos means part or member. It's actually neuter. And this could be either accusative or nominative, singular. So with this marking method, I can start with a single underline, and if I ever determine that it's accusative, I can double underline it. Now in this case, though, it's not accusative, it's actually nominative. Now n is from ismia n. This is actually a number, meaning 1. And it can stand alone, or it can function as an adjective, as it does here. So if one member pasci suffers, pasci, so that's the subordinate clause, and I'm going to close that off. So we have put in brackets the ite pasci en melos. And then you have sum pasci panta ta mele. So sum pasci is the verb pasco with a soon on the front, and it means to like suffer together. And then you have panta ta mele, which is, again, it's neuter, and it can be either nominative or accusative. In this case, it's plural. And there's a parallel structure. We're going to see a lot of parallel structures here. This is, in fact, just simply the subject. And it's working with the third singular verb, but we've seen this a lot, that neuter plural subjects can work with third singular verbs. And so this is the main sentence. It reads, all the members suffer together. So that's the main sentence. All the members suffer together if one member suffers. So what kind of condition is this? Well, you have a present indicative, pasci, with an E, followed by a present indicative, sum pasci. Well, this is simply what's called a present simple condition. This is the default condition for the present tense. It's rather concrete. I think it's interesting that it's used, the present simple construction is used, as opposed to the present general condition, which would be aeon with the subjunctive followed by the present indicative. So what's achieved by this present simple condition is a more concrete, real situation. It's not abstracted in terms of this is a general truth. Rather, it is a specific and particular truth. And so that would have been, I think, notable to the audience in its context. Now we come across an ita. Ita again, so the second part of verse 26, we're going to see parallel structures. Ita doxate melos, there's the subject and verb. Doxadzete is third singular. It can be present, middle, passive, indicative. Or it could be middle or passive. In this case, it's probably passive. So if a member is glorified, sunkire pantata mele. There's the main sentence is sun keri. There, I got it right. Keri. Sun keri is from kero, which means to rejoice. The sun on the front means with, and then you have pantata mele, which is the subject. So you can see the parallel structure. A lot of parallels. And this may account for why the te is there, indicating that there's a parallel, similarity here. So there's a correspondence going on here. So if a member is glorified, all the members rejoice. So yeah, this is an interesting parallel set of statements. You know, if one member suffers, all the members suffer together. If a member is glorified, all the members are rejoicing. Rejoice together. I keep wanting to add this "en" back down below because in the first protasis you have "en melos," and then in the second you just have melos. But I think the "en" is kind of understood. So that's how I'd mark up this verse and translate it. And if you're enjoying this, let me know. Have any questions? Let me know.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.